Do you know that the Somalians in America and Minnesota are jumping on ice as we speak? I watched the video and I'm going to show you the video. But before I show you the video, I want to say something. You see the influx of Somalians in America is going to be one of the major reasons why they are going to conquer Minneapolis. Because these people are not backing down. They are not even backing out. Their women are out there ready to fight. I'm not even seeing their men outside like that. The women are even more violent than the men. And everything they keep mentioning is Black Americans, this. They keep mentioning Black Americans. Not knowing that. In fact, they know that Black Americans are not the only ones who have done videos, right, on the media. So many people are doing videos on the media. But so long as they're dark skinned, they'll say they are African Americans. African Americans should take us off their lips. This is a shame. Like, this is a total shame. Anyways, I want you to watch what's happening right now because as you speak, ICE has been deployed there, but not so much effort has been made like that. Yeah, because these people are resisting being taken. They are resisting it. They are jumping on ice. That's the truth. Their women are like, I'm telling you this. Anyways, watch these videos. I'll be back, and so many more videos right after that. Then I'll be back to, let's strategize. I'm going to tell you what I feel should be done. And then I also like to hear your thoughts. But let's watch this video in the meantime.
Cuz here, and you want to know how the Somali community feels about the American people? Watch this 3-minute video and then we'll talk. Listen to the words.
What a lady!
Look at that middle finger.
Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck Donald Trump! Don't show them anything!
We got more whistles! More whistles!
You need to leave. You're not welcome. Get the fuck out of here.
I thought everyone was welcome. I thought everyone was welcome.
You with ICE?
I thought everyone.
Why
are you here? Why are you here?
Look at that.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Spitting.
That's what happens when you let the third world in. Spitting at officers. Spitting at officers, blocking traffic.
Shit, I just get him out of here. Make America great again. I'm John Fitzgerald, and I am a MAGA. Make America great again. Get him the hell out of here. Get him the hell out of here.
You hear the way these guys are talking to him.
Yeah, no, I want him gone. I want him out of here. They are the most unfriendly. We live right across the street from them. And there's been times where this whole cul-de-sac has been completely lined with Mercedes, BMWs.
Listen to the way they talk.
Second generation.
Hey! I'm right here though!
Unbelievable. This is the problem. You got the second, third generation here. You invited them in, invite the illegals in, and then they have kids that hate this country, are taught to hate this country. And then you got neighbors living right across the street that have to deal with it.
There might be repercussions for me because, but 15, 20, 25 know where I live. Ain't afraid.
Yeah.
Not backing down.
If you could say something to President Trump, to Tom Homan, what would you tell him?
President Trump, start with Ilhan Omar, get her out of here and drag all of this business here, get them out of here.
I'm going to leave it at that because it's aggravating to see a video such as that one, but you see Somali migrants, people that don't deserve to live in this beautiful country, fucking anti-American scumbags, because that's what they are, fucking scumbags, spitting on the street, talking vulgar. Now I talk vulgar, but I'm gonna, you know, I understand that. But coming out of their mouths, middle fingers like that, the hate that they have for the American people in the United States, that's given them pretty much everything on the silver fucking platter. And then you've got United States citizens, like this gentleman here actually lives in Minneapolis, that's scared for his life. And you got these fucking second and third generation Somali fucking criminal migrants that are threatening him. You know, and then you got this piece of shit, Jacob Fry, mayor of Minneapolis, who caters to these fucking migrant Somalis. That, how can you like these people when you hear shit like that? I mean, I just, help me understand, because I really don't know. And then you got fucking Tampon Timmy, the governor of Minnesota, that says everybody's, you know, deserves to be taken care of in the America. Fuck that. Fuck that. These people have no intention of living by our laws. They don't love our country. They're here for their own benefit. Okay. They're here to destroy the country and bring their fucking Muslim faith over here, you know, and pretty much take over. But I mean, I feel sorry for this man. I mean, obviously he fucking needs help. You know, he's surrounded by these people that fucking hate him. And the worst part of it is the elected officials, the governor and the mayor, who are sworn to protect American citizens and the citizens of Minnesota, obviously have turned their back on him. And they've gone the other way. And obviously their loyalty is to the migrants that have come into this country illegally and are benefiting from the hard work of American citizens. But this is bullshit. But I wanted to show you this video because that is truly what's going on in Minneapolis. You could see this video was just taken the other day. It's what the media won't fucking show you. And this is what the citizens of Minnesota, okay, in particular Minneapolis and St. Paul, where there's a large Somali community, this is what they fucking deal with on a daily basis. And this is what the liberal media will not show you. And I don't care if you're sitting on the left or on the right, but if you are sitting on the left, I don't know how you can support something like that. I really don't. Please help me understand. Anyway, please let me know your thoughts and opinions on this shit-ass video coming out of Minneapolis. Be blessed. Ciao for now.
What a lady!
Hello everyone, Senator Omar Fateh here. I'm in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood, and I wanted to speak to you about what we've been seeing here in the Twin Cities area, as well as throughout the state of Minnesota. President Trump has the full force of the federal government targeting the Somali community. What we've been seeing is that our neighbors have been detained, at times even American citizens, and families have been torn apart. But I want to let y'all know that it does not have to be this way, and that you do have rights, and I want to run them by you. First, when ICE or an ICE agent comes to your door, you have the right not to open and to request information. You can ask for a judicial warrant that's signed by a judge. You have to have a judicial warrant and not an administrative warrant. We saw that play out earlier today in the F building, in the towers behind me, in which an ICE agent came saying that they had a warrant to search the premises. We had Representative Mahmoud Noor, who did a great job in speaking with them and saying that, well, not so fast. You need to have a judicial warrant and not an administrative warrant. And of course, they tried to play dumb and act like they didn't know the rules. But in the end, they left the scene. And so that's what's needed right now. We need people that know their rights. We're having a lot of the boots on the ground organizations do a lot of great work. Folks like MIRAC and Care Minnesota and folks like that have been providing know your rights training, legal counseling and things like that. I'm going to provide a link in this caption for the link tree with a whole host of information about how you can get involved. I had a lot of folks reaching out asking how they can help best support their neighbors, and you can do so in a number of ways. Click on the link tree, get involved with those organizations. I know a lot of neighborhoods and a lot of folks have been forming group chats and on WhatsApp and Signal and things like that, letting folks know where ICE is and how to best support each other and things like that. So now is the time to get involved. In times like this, it's going to take an all hands on deck approach, and so please tap in below.
Guys, you need to see this video. Let's go. We are very concerned about the Somali community. This is before the fraud. Remember, we had 44 jihadists from Somalia leave Minnesota to go fight with Al-Shabaab in Somalia. The first American suicide bomber that got killed, that blew himself up, was actually a Somali American that we have imported here from Somalia to the United States. Ilhan Omar defended the jihadists of Minnesota because, of course, she was protecting them. So not only they have a history of terrorism, and now we find out they are now also involved in fraud and scam. $1 billion, $1 billion. This is a community of 80,000 people. So we are not talking about millions of people in Minnesota. We're talking about a community of 80,000 Somalis settled in Minnesota who are responsible for a scam totaling $1 billion plus from taxpayers' money. And all this, and the elected officials turned a blind eye. This is a reckoning moment. This is a moment where the American public needs to stand with President Trump and put pressure on Congress to support the president and pass the bill that will permanently put a pause on importing people like this into our country.
Y'all out there, the Somalians is talking reckless. Y'all is talking reckless, especially it's one Somalian. I don't even know if I should call him brother because they don't want to be identified. They not like us. So whatever. It's a Somalian man or Somali American man talking directly to Trump saying, hey, Trump, you go first. You leave first. You think we leaving? We ain't going nowhere. You going first. Show us how you own this country. He is talking big and reckless. This is ours. He's saying we ain't going nowhere. If y'all think we going somewhere, y'all got another thing coming. Y'all haven't even witnessed the takeover. They saying, Trump, you witnessed a small part of the takeover, but you ain't witnessed the total degree of what the Somalians have came to do. I mean, they talking. Listen, some people could learn some stuff about from them about how arrogant they is about this country that they are taking over. Gosh, I'm just saying, this whole Somalian thing. I'm trying my best to not like get emotionally attached or invested into it, but it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I'm gonna keep y'all posted because they talking reckless.
This is a moment you could be snatched and taken to ICE facilities for no reason other than the fact that you are Somali American. This is not the moment to be quiet. An entire army came to Minneapolis to target lawful U.S. residents, Somali Americans. It is wrong, period. And this is the moment that we stand up. And you can stand up. Don't feel like you're helpless. You're a proud American and they came for you. And this is the moment you stand up. And here's why Target is important, because Target is not a company that is saying that they care about us. It's a Target that is silent. It's a Target that already bowed down to the Trump administration by reversing its DEI. And here's the thing, Target's headquarters is right here. This is not a foreign company. This is a company that Minnesotans built. We built it with our dollars, with our support. And here's the question, when they're silent, that means they're complicit. We are failing by not choosing to stand up. So we need to stand up. This is a moment that you could be walking to trying to get lunch and you could be snatched and taken to ICE facilities for no reason other than the fact that you are Somali American. Stand up for who we are, and especially for all the young people online on social media who've been clapping back in so many different ways. I see you, we hear you, we value you, we love you. This is a moment that our entire community needs to come to, and especially for the young people. This is a moment for you to lead us. If this Target Corporation hears and feels the breath of the weight of our community, I guarantee we can not only reverse what's happening to ICE, but we will send a signal to everybody that this is a community you cannot mess with, because we are organized, and not only organized, we know where to move our money. And when we move our money, oh man, things start to happen. Things start to change. People start behaving differently. As long as they're connected to us through our money, they have a power from us. The moment we move our money, then we take the power back.
The Somali community in Minneapolis continues to be on edge following a confrontation between ICE agents and community members. It happened yesterday afternoon in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood of Minneapolis, where a large Somali community lives. Federal agents used chemical irritants to push through a crowd that blocked their vehicles as they checked identifications of people in the area. ICE officials say they did not make any arrests yesterday. Minneapolis City Council member Jamal Osman, who represents the area, said he saw at least one young Somali Somali person detained. It's the latest in an ongoing operation targeting Somali people in the state. Councilmember Osman is on the line now with us. Thanks for your time this afternoon. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Councilmember Osman, what is top of mind for you today after witnessing all of what unfolded yesterday?
Fear. I think last couple of weeks have been very tough for our community. Families are terrified. Elders are calling their dark chapter of history of civil war, and people are asking even if their rights mean anything or their passport mean anything. ICE have been here. They're here today. I'm at 24 Mall today. They just left, and they were early in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. They came to see the Riverside this morning. Continue to terrify residents, and it's just really been challenging for everyone that lives here.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you witnessed yesterday? I understand there was a 20-year-old U.S. citizen who was detained or taken.
Yes, yesterday when I got there, it was chaos. I think what happened yesterday, it wasn't just about immigration enforcement. It was about targeting one specific community. ICE came, entered restaurants, lock themselves, on the door, and start asking everyone that was eating in the restaurant their documentation. And they move on. Luckily, everyone had their documentation. They move on, and they came to next block, and people that were parking or doing their businesses, a couple of people were detained. One of those individuals was a young man who was working when he saw ICE bothering people come downstairs, and without even him talking to them, they just grabbed him and tackled him on the ground. He continued to express and repeat it that he has a proof of citizenship. He's a citizen. They ignored that. They took him to Bloomington, fingerprinted him, then later on told him to leave. He's free to go. And yesterday we had a huge storm of snow, and he's like, how do I get home? They say, well, we don't care. You need to leave and walk if you have to. So they are here. They are targeting specific people that look like me, that look like Somali. They are asking anyone and everyone their documentation. When people get close to them, they will spray them. They will tackle them. They will threaten them with machine guns. I saw M16 machine guns yesterday, and they're going door to door and block to block, just harassing U.S. citizens.
Mm-hmm. The 20-year-old you speak of, we understand, is going to be going public as well with his story later on today alongside Mayor Jacob Fry. So as you are witnessing these events, videos are coming out. They're conflicting with what ICE is reporting. What are you doing with all of the information that your office must be getting right now?
I'm actually sharing that publicly to the public, and know that this is happening to the Somali community now. Who's next? Who's next? Anyone who's American citizen could be targeted next day. And the young man that you talked about, I actually encourage him to share his story. I connect him to the chief and to the mayor and to others to have him share that information. So I'm encouraging folks, and people are afraid. People are afraid to share their story, especially having a horrific experience with ICE officers. They're afraid, even being detained, being deported while being a citizenship. So I'm trying to get as much information as I can and let the public know that this is what's happening on the ground. But I'm also thankful for the support that we have received from non-Somali people. Students show up yesterday and with the whistles and peacefully protested that they've been of course sprayed and they've been treated unfairly for them just protesting, trying to protect the residents of Minneapolis.
I'm wondering, when you're talking about kind of these different tactics that are being used by observers. I know people are undergoing trainings to go to these places because unclear information is coming from the federal government. People are being encouraged and going through trainings to go and observe and get video of what's going on, so that, like you're talking about, there can be some sort of a public record of what's going on. There have been people that have stepped in front of law enforcement, that were in traffic, that have obstructed in a physical way, threatening officers. I just want to give you the chance to tell folks, what you're asking people to do when they are going out to these scenes, community members. I mean, some people are physically putting themselves between agents and people with the feeling that they have to protect whoever they're trying to protect, because they don't know where they're going to end up or go, or, what's going to become of them. So, what do you think the balance, if there is any, is there, or what are you suggesting people do when they're at these scenes, council member?
I think to stay calm, of course, to express their feelings and what they are witnessing, and be peaceful. That is my message to everyone. But also what I witnessed myself is that ICE are, if anyone walks to them or even asks them simple question, they will get sprayed. These people that come to our state or our city are not from here, and they are just really not even respecting anybody's rights. For you being a person who just wondering what's happening, or you want to ask them a question, and being paper spread, it's challenging for everyone. One thing I have noticed, and people have told me, is that they are being entered the house without any warranty. We heard the story of the young woman in Minneapolis, where she felt like she's being harassed by her hijab.
A variety of stories, about due process coming out, and due process is really at the center of the stories that people are telling. But you're saying remain peaceful when people go out there and document what they can, if they're planning to do that. I'm curious to know, council member, as an elected official in the city of Minneapolis, are you carrying your identification with you as well in the way that others are doing?
Yes. I do. I left young girls at home. I need to be able to go back, and I am carrying, and I'm encouraging everyone to carry it. And I just want to tell the public that these are U.S. citizens. These are fellow U.S. citizens that are being violated. That their rights being violated for so many ways, and it could happen to anyone else. And I'm just sad to see us in this time. What's happening? I have listened to Tom Hawks, or I don't know his last name.
Tom
the person that
from ICE.
Holman, who say that people are not being on CNN, who say people are not being stopped based on what they look like or being questioned. That's exactly what they're doing. They go into the Somali established area. They go into the businesses. They walk in the restaurants. They went to a high-rise building twice this morning and yesterday, and they're just asking random people. I have 3 people that talked to me that have been detained, and they let them go, and they show their documentation. So they're not looking specific individuals or anybody who is under deportation orders, but they are targeting anybody they see and stopping vehicles. 24 Mall today, they stop vehicles just to question their identification.
And that's a shopping center, shopping mall type of area you're referring to there. Just before I have to let you go, and we do hope that you'll continue to come back on with us and let us know what you're seeing, from your perspective. What can be done right now at the city level and perhaps the state level to try to ensure that due process is being followed?
That is the bigger question. And I talked to the city leaders and trying to figure out if ICE are violating people's rights, what can be done? And there's nothing. So I'm hoping and waiting the governor, the attorney general, to protect these people's rights. People's rights have been violated by individuals, ICE, that are confusing folks and angering and harassing people. And I think that those leaders need to make that decision to make sure that people's rights are being protected. I understand the federal government has the power and all the power, but there's supposed to be some kind of interference where people's rights are being violated when it's clearly anyone can witness it. So what I've been told by the city, Minneapolis, especially police, you can call the police. They can check the ICE document. Proof if they are ICE or not. But if they're breaking the law, there's nothing MPD can do to interfere that, and that is just a worrying for me to. I don't know where to turn to help. I don't know where my community can turn to help, and I'm hoping the state can figure out a way to assist us and help us out here, because we are being targeted.
What do you suggest the governor do and the attorney general?
I think that I understand the lawsuits and all that are great, but what immediate things can we do? Can we have? I don't know. I want them to do something quickly to protect its residents.
All right.
I don't know what they can do, but I hope they can do, other than lawsuits, they can do something quickly to interfere and stop ICE. ICE can do their work. I have no problem them doing their work, but for them to violate human rights, violate people's rights, it's against everything we stand for.
Councilmember Osmond, thank you for your time. I look forward to continuing the conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was Minneapolis Councilmember Jamal.
She had a former staffer convicted in the fraud investigation. 60 of the 79 people indicted in this are from her 5th congressional district there in Minnesota. Seems to be an awful lot of links, so I'm guessing she had to have known something, right? She should be fully investigated, and deportation should not be off the table. Now, after all, we know Ilhan Omar, she never misses a chance to trash America, the country she lives in, benefits from, and has zero plans to leave. Yet she constantly praises Somalia, the country she fled, and tellingly refuses to return to. So let's inject a little reality. I want you to listen to this woman. She grew up in an Islamic household, wore the hijab, attended mosques, lived under those exact norms, and now she's done watching Americans be gaslit about life in Somalia. This isn't theory. This is lived truth.
So for starters, United States listed Somalia as a level 4 risk. It's the highest level of advisory. Do not travel there. They're saying it's high crimes, high terrorism, don't forget kidnapping and piracy. Also, forgive me for my pronunciation, but Al-Shabaab conducts terrorism attacks, bombings in Mogadishu. So that's Somalia. Organized crime is very prevalent. It's a hub for human trafficking, illicit network. Oh yeah, and we can't forget in Somalia, there's weak governance. They have poor law enforcement, and also some areas are heavily restricted and governed by Sharia law. Human trafficking, arms trafficking, sexual violence, piracy. Shall I go on? And it is a fact, not an opinion or a feeling. It is an objective fact. It's one of the most dangerous countries in the entire world. Obviously, not all Somalis are pirates or all these other criminals, right? But when you have a large portion of people doing something and you bring that over to another place, chances are it's going to continue. Never in the history of ever have I seen a third world country come to a first world country and a first world country get better and improve when they don't assimilate, which we see so often within their religion.
America runs on freedom, the rule of law, and personal responsibility. Those are the house rules. When you move into somebody's house, you don't redecorate. You don't get to rewrite the rules and then complain about how things used to be done back home.
If you guys love your country so much, go back to those countries. Stop bringing your values and beliefs to another country and expecting other people to conform to them.
She's right. We can respect different cultures, foods, holidays, absolutely everything. But you don't come to the greatest country on earth and ask it to become the place everybody was trying to escape. That's not how this works. Now, Stephen Miller, he tried to make that exact point, and Ilhan was asked about his statement while on her CBS sympathy tour. Watch her quickly pull out her freshly laminated race card.
Stephen Miller said, on Thanksgiving Day, he posted, "No magic transformation occurs when failed states cross borders. At scale, migrants and their descendants recreate the conditions and terrors of their broken homelands." What do you make of this argument? of failure to assimilate and sort of ruining America. How do you understand this?
I mean, when I think about Stephen Miller and his white supremacist rhetoric, it reminds me of the way the Nazis described Jewish people in Germany.
Apparently, it's perfectly fine to call a Jewish man a Nazi, because expecting immigrants to assimilate to American society and adopting American values apparently reminds Ilhan Omar of Hitler. If she wants to talk about violent extremists, she doesn't need to reach across the globe. She can start right in her own backyard. We have a man from Somalia living in Minneapolis accused of kidnapping and raping women, some of them minors. Another story? A high-ranking Somali official arrested and accused of torturing and killing people. And here's another contribution they're making to our society. Somalians are the second largest population on food stamps. That is a massive drain on the system. On top of all that, there's the massive Minnesota fraud scheme where Somalians stole taxpayer dollars to enrich themselves. In fact, today, Senate Majority Whip and Foreign Relations Committee member John Barrasso, he confirmed it was all intentional.
Apparently, they were trying to sign up so many people they ran out of names. So went to a website, www.randomnames.com, to make up names. And the money was so big, we understand that some of it went to buy BMWs, Mercedes-Benz. Some of it even went to buy real estate overseas.
These people knew exactly what they were doing. And of the 87 charged, all but 8 are of Somali descent. When CNN's Margaret Brennan asked Ilhan Omar yesterday why this fraud was allowed to get out of control, instead of taking responsibility, Ilhan played the victim, claiming Somalis themselves were hurt by the fraud.
Do we have any individuals from Somalia in the group? Please raise your hand.
Donald Trump, well, I haven't been Somalia recently. International Somali Awards.
Yeah.
So ISA, it's ISA. Isa. The problem with ISA sounds like TSA. Problem with TSA, they're not letting us into America. Trump, the problem.
Knowledge.
Your message to Donald Trump right now. I want to go to California.
Yeah.
How are we going to get there? Apparently, we're in disgrace. Yeah.
Have you been Somalia before? Have you been Somalia before?
I got a stamp, so I don't think you're not allowed in. Not allowed anyway. I can't lie to you. I've been America twice in a row in the summer. Yeah. I plan to go again for the World Cup. Donald Trump, well, I haven't been Somalia recently. It's not that easy. I haven't been there recently. Yeah. But don't ever say this thing though. I'll be real. I saw him do the World Cup thing. Yeah. Why is he orange? You're not in that. It's not genuine. It smells amazing.
A former TSA agent revealed recently in an interview that Somalis, yep, you know I'm going to say it, Somali pirates, have been stealing millions of dollars, probably billions. What they've been doing for a long time is leaving out of the St. Paul, Minneapolis airport with suitcases full of money. Like the TSA agents just wave them on through. But you as an American citizen cannot have a bottle of lotion or a bottle of water. They'll make you throw it out when you go through the TSA checkpoints. But Somalis can go through the checkpoint with suitcases, giant suitcases full of cold, hard taxpayer cash. Bro, cash money. Did you hear me? Cash money, bro. Walking through the airport, pimp walking with a limp walking. Through the airport, not a care in the world, at least once a week, leaving from Minneapolis, St. Paul airport, going probably back to their whatever cave they live in with our money. Now, we know recently that these Somali pirates have been caught stealing billions of dollars, probably hundreds of billions of dollars. When they get through all this fraud that these individuals have committed since Slim Slacks Obama brought them here in 2011, 2012, we are going to really start to be upset about how much money they've been stealing from us and for how long. Dude, these schemes, it's like schemes on top of schemes underneath schemes. They're their scheme and crime network seems to be unending. Every time the DOJ uncovers one fraud, there's 15 more underneath it. Now, the problems that I have with this is that American citizens would never be able to get away with this shit. We would never be able to go through. You tell me as a citizen, if you can go through TSA with a bag full of money and think you're not going to get pulled to that back room with them rubber gloves, pow. Do you think you're not going to get a cavity search and everything else? They gonna need a DNA sample. They gonna need your left finger. They gonna need your firstborn. Are you kidding me? These Somalis just show up at the airport, walk straight through, no problem, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Could FBAs get away with that? I want FBAs to say something. Can you get away with going to the airport and having suitcases full of money? That's not all they had, though. They also had suitcases full of passports, mostly foreign passports, some American, but from the videos, it looks like they're mostly foreign passports. Would we be able to get away with that? This is what bothers me about this whole Somali thing. These people, their ICE is just starting to ramp up enforcement to get these individuals out of here. They all, at the beginning and end of the day, they all got to go. They got to go. They are taking up 88% of housing and welfare is them. The rentals, they've been getting Social Security. They've been getting FBA. Wow. Freudian slip. FHA loans. They've been getting disability. They've been getting free everything. They have 5 or 6 kids. You see them at the Mall of Mogadishu in Minnesota. You see these people. They say, oh, well, you know, they came here and they contribute to the America because they work. No, they freaking don't. They get gig jobs like DoorDash and Uber Eats and Uber and Lyft. They don't get real dead ass jobs because they can't, because they're not here legally, dude. So now they've been with this feeding our future scam where the dude was saying that he owned an NGO or a charity where they were supposedly feeding 6,000 kids a day in Minnesota, really, in the dead of winter in Minnesota when it's 20 below zero. Come on, man. Come on, man. But whatever, the federal government was paying it and was not asking any questions. This dude skated out with millions of taxpayer dollars. And now come to find out that Minnesota is the biggest financial supporter of the freaking terror organization known as Al-Shabaab. Bro, we're still sending the Taliban $40 million a week. Are you serious right now? We got to stop with these foreign entanglements. These people got to get the fuck up out of here. It's time for them to go, bro. It's time for them to leave. They have been here. They have stolen billions of dollars. They have pushed American middle class out of the way to make room for themselves. They have no place here. Their religion is antithetical to Western culture. They need to leave. Y'all are not an asset, and you are not an FBA. You ain't black. Remember, y'all don't like black folks. Somalis don't care for black folks. Not FBAs, Western, American, Western black folks, they don't like us. They don't like us. They have no patience for us because they think they're better than us because of their religion. But just wanted to make this video to let y'all know another Somali pirate scam. They've been taking God knows how much money in giant suitcases through Minneapolis, St. Paul airport every freaking week. Every week. Bags full of money. I could use that money right now. I'm going to tell you what.
Omar Fattah is a Somalian immigrant who's running for mayor of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And recently, he just held a rally. You want to know what he said? Take a look.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Somalia. Somalia. Hiran State. Mawisle. Mawisle. early voting November 4. I need your...
Here's my question. This is a Somalian man running for office in an American city, waving a Somalian flag, speaking Somalian to Somalians, telling them to vote for him, pledging loyalty to Somalia. Why isn't he in Somalia? Seriously, instead of advocating for importing tens of thousands of these people into the United States, why don't you just go live there if you love it so much? I mean, it's a genuine question. The average IQ in Somalia is 67. Why do we want more of that in America? I mean, could you imagine the uproar if a Norwegian guy was running for office in the United States and he was waving the Norwegian flag, speaking Norwegian, pledging his loyalty to Norway, saying that he wants to bring tens of thousands of Norwegian immigrants over to get a better life? Or would people not care because they would assimilate into the culture and actually contribute to the system? The moral of America is if you're not pro-America, first and foremost, then you have no business being here. If you don't like this country, you can leave. No one will stop you.
I live in Minnesota, but I don't live in a place where there's any Somalians. I live right on the Minnesota-Wisconsin border. However, I live about an hour away from Rochester, Minnesota, where there is a lot of Somalians. This is just one story, and this happened quite a few years ago to somebody that I know. This individual lived in Rochester, Minnesota. His house got robbed by like 5 Somalians. They busted in his house and robbed him. They tied him to a chair, took some bacon out of the freezer, and started making some bacon on the stove, and threatened to pour the bacon grease down his beehole. And this was like quite a few years ago now, and it always sticks with me because like how that is diabolical. Like that is crazy.
America, what are we doing? Watch this.
More comfortable living under American law, or do you feel more comfortable living under Sharia law?
Sharia law. I'm a Muslim. I prefer Sharia law. Sharia law, yes.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
And do you find most of your friends feel the same way?
Yeah, of course. If you're Muslim, yeah.
You had a choice. Would you rather live here, or would you rather live in the Muslim country?
I'd rather live in a Muslim country with my people.
Would you prefer to live in America or prefer to live in Somalia?
For me, I think it's Somalia.
I would rather live in Somalia. I'm not Americanized. I just speak fluent, and you know what I mean? I'm articulate, and I can articulate what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? That's about it. But other than that, I mean, as far as my culture and my preferences and everything, it's still Somali. You know?
If you prefer another country's laws over America's, and you say you prefer to live there, then why are you here? If you say you prefer Sharia law over American law, why are you in America? I promise no one's forcing you to be here. America is a country built on freedom, on rule of law, on the idea that everyone has rights that must be respected. And if you don't want to live by those rules, that's your choice. The solution isn't to come here and to ignore them or change them. Assimilation is not about erasing your culture. It's about respecting the laws, values, and freedoms that make this country what it is. And when you refuse to do that, you're not just hurting yourself, but you are taking away opportunities from people who actually want to be here. We are stronger when people come here to contribute, to respect the system, and to live by the freedoms that define us. If you don't like it, you can leave.
Yep, we're going to say it again in case the people in the back didn't hear it right the first time. This is important. Pay attention, people. This guy, who is the police chief of Minneapolis, who looks very important. He's got the stars on his shirt. He's got the 4 stars on his leather police jacket. His chest is all puffed up. He's got the high and tight. He looks pretty good, right? Kind of intimidating, doesn't he? Not even one little bit. In fact, he's come out and said that he will not participate in any ICE operations, and he will not help them in case that help is needed. In fact, he's told the Somali community that if ICE comes around, to call 911. Let's put this into perspective, shall we? 2020, there were over 1,000 policemen and women patrolling the streets of Minneapolis, St. Paul area at any given time. After the George Floyd riots, there are less than 500, right around 485. So if you're instructed to call 911, no one's coming. Who do you think's coming? Him? You think he's coming? No one's coming. There's nobody to call. I would even be shocked if a dispatcher even answered the 911. They'd probably put you on hold. Good luck with that.
Do you see this man? This is Mo Bashir. He's an American citizen. I know he might not look like one to you because apparently there's a group of people that believe that if you don't look a certain way, you're no longer an American. But he is a Somalian American citizen and he has a passport and he is legally allowed to be here. But while he was on his lunch break, ICE detained him. Not only detained him, they roughed him up. They treated him so poorly, and that's only because of the way he looks and the color skin he has. And I thought we had stopped doing that, but the Trump administration and everyone who voted for it are saying, ICE, it's okay. We're going to let you get away with doing some things to American citizens. I mean, it's not our fault that they look that way. It won't happen to people like me. So, I mean, really, it's not their fault. They let him go. No, you don't get to do that to American citizens. You don't get to do that to anyone. You don't get to terrorize anyone. But to know that you have unleashed a group on society who are now saying, if you even look like someone we might want to deport, we're going to arrest you. We're going to make you disappear in the middle of your workday. You're not going to be able to make a phone call. We're going to take you and we're going to detain you. And we don't care how long it takes. Right now, it's up to us when we release you. We can't do this to anyone.
Regular Americans are starting to wake up to what a complete and total sham and fraud our immigration system is. And it's something, man. Check this out.
I worked in a major food production facility that supplies the United States and Canada with food. I watched as they brought Somalians in, and they began to urinate and defecate wherever they pleased within this food production facility plant. We had to put up signs explaining how to use the bathroom correctly, but yet it was never corrected. I seen as grown men wash their genitals within the sinks, made homemade bidets from the garbage in the break rooms, and then brought in a roach infestation to the plant. Once again, I will tell you this is a major food production facility and cannot shut down for anything. I did, however, have it shut down once for a lockdown due to one of them returning to the food processing facility with a knife. It's a real problem, and it's a major reason why I left Minnesota. It's not their fault. They come from somewhere that has a private problem and is ran by tribes. There's no rule of law. How do you expect them to integrate within modern society is beyond me. I do, however, blame the state of Minnesota. I watched as they brought these people in with the sole purpose of driving down the wage. They want to make wage slaves. People ask themselves, how is it that someone could work this job? How else will we get people to work here? Unless we bring in immigrants. You're holding them hostage. You are bringing these people in and holding them hostage. They are nothing more than a modern slave. I've seen it myself. As these poor people come into this country and are treated so horribly in these jobs, or are forced to integrate into something that they don't understand, on the sole fact that they're trying to feed their family back home. It's a terrible thing, and it is truly sad to watch. As I said, I hold no ill will towards these people, and I understand why they did come to this country. I completely get it. I would also want to try to leave Somalia, or Mexico, or wherever else these people come from. It's wrong. And we all know it.
You're damn right I'll stick up for them because they haven't done anything wrong. The people that committed the fraud should be held accountable. The people that committed the fraud should get charged, be prosecuted, and go to jail as individuals. They should go to jail as individuals, not as a community. In America, the way this works is that you see the benefit of your own merit. You see the detriment of your own flaws. You don't get held accountable for what somebody else in your community did. That person gets held accountable. And so that's not a position that I have that should be unique. That is the United States Constitution. That is simple morality. That is the right thing to do. And so will I stick up for the Somali community that we love, that are our neighbors, that, I mean, just for me personally, it's my banker, it's our babysitter, it's the guy that is my security detail. You're damn right I'll stick up for them because they haven't done anything wrong. And will I say very clearly that the people that are accountable for the fraud that stole millions from kids and the food that would have fed them, that stole millions from housing stability, yeah, we should all also be speaking with one accord there. They commit fraud, they get prosecuted, and they go to jail. Both of those things can be true at the same time, and I don't think it should be that hard of a needle to thread.
Do you regret your vote for President Trump?
We don't want them in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Salman Fiki, he was at this July 2024 rally in St. Cloud, Minnesota. You can see him at this event with Minnesota Somali leaders giving their endorsement in November of last year. You posted on social media, I, Salman Fiki, am formally announcing that I'm ending all collaboration with the Republican Party.
It was very dehumanizing and is very unpresidential coming from the commander-in-chief of the United States to dehumanize and to dehumanize a whole entire community by calling them garbage.
Do you regret your vote for President Trump?
No, I don't regret my vote. I have conservative values, and I see politics through that lens.
This is what I think about some of the Somali refugees. Okay, now, the Democrats, they had a plan to bring in these populations and make them loyal to them. They kind of knew that the Somali people did not have a good reputation, but they thought they were going to be like, you know, the vampires in, what was that movie, Twilight, right? But really, they were more like the vampires, Bram Stoker's vampires. You know, so when they got in there and they started robbing the place blind, I mean, people were reporting on this as far back as 2018, right? 2018. You know, and they were, even though it was only 80-something thousand of them, they had a far and a deep reach. And they were also like contributing money to campaigns. Honey, we had a whole Somali mafia going on. And the government was complicit.
In light of the recent events in Minnesota and the hate, xenophobia, and of course Islamophobia Somali people are facing globally, particularly in the West, I would like to address few points that I've noticed that I believe need to be addressed once again. The first point that I'd like to address is the saying of Somali people have voted for Trump. Yes, few did vote for Donald Trump, just like any minority group, including African Americans. But does that mean the majority who didn't vote for Donald Trump should be scrutinized and mocked? Absolutely no. So why the logic and the perspective is different for Somali people? The second point, the tie-dye argument of some of you bring in that some Somali people might not describe themselves or identify themselves with being black. I mean, come on, let's put this to rest once and for all. The vast majority of Somali people are aware and acknowledge that they are black and African. We are literally indigenous Africans. We're very proud of that as well. And it is as indigenous as it gets. The third point I'd like to make is if you are a descendant of any minority group in the West, especially from non-white minority group, and you decided to jump on the Somali hate bandwagon, trust me, you've got bigger fish to fry.
Them Somalians some rough motherfuckers, man. They ain't backing down for shit. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers smart as hell and very intelligent, man. I admire them a lot. You know what I'm saying? Very smart motherfuckers. Very talented. They women are beautiful as hell too. I think our women can learn some shit from them. I mean, I think our women can learn shit from their women because they women, you know, they're very classy women, man. They got a lot of shit going for them. There's some minds, you know what I'm saying? And them motherfuckers, boy, they talk shit better than anybody I know. I never know nobody talk shit as good as them. I'm telling you, man, them motherfuckers Somalians talk shit so damn good, they gonna make somebody kill them. That's how good they talk.
So right now, we all know that, like, you know, Somali people are under fire by the Trump administration right now and the white conservative, the right wing as a whole. But the one thing I'm seeing right now is this huge budding discussion and argument between black people, African American people, and Somali people. What's going on? Why am I seeing black people going on and justifying these attacks, these ICE raids, this mobilization of force to the Somali community in Minneapolis, Minnesota, by saying that we voted for Trump somehow? And these are talking points that come from conservative people that are incorrect. Do you see a place on the ballot that says Somali? Where are y'all getting this data from? This is very ignorant. And my question is, right, are the black people who are attacking Somali people like, are they doing the white people's work for them? Are you guys, a heavily marginalized community in America, also attacking Somali people? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on, but I'm discussing it right here in my live right now. So if you want to join the discussion.
Welcome back. I hope you saw those videos, right? While I was watching that video, a lot of things keep coming to my mind. Do you see how violent those people are? And how willing to take over America those people are right now? They're really very stubborn. I've not seen even Black Americans that violent before. I mean, Black Americans are the ones who have the moral rights, like to say, okay, we are fighting for this particular place, right? In America, let's say for instance, Tennessee, right? I've not seen Black Americans do that. Black Americans that fought for America, people who actually gave their life for that country. People whom their blood is on every state in America, they've not behaved this way. We've not seen Black Americans behave like this. And here are these people saying a whole lot of shit, raising flags, going on campaigns in the same America, raising Somali flag. So many things. In fact, like insulting and cussing out on Trump and Americans and telling them that they can't do shit. This level of, being very stubborn needs to be studied. I'm honest, like, what's giving them that, would I say, the impetus to actually behave the way they're behaving right now? Because I'm like, for crying out loud, you guys were caught for fraud, like billions of dollars. You guys were busy scamming the country that helped you, scamming them of their hard-earned money, sending them back to your countries, doing everything. In fact, living large in America, where even the Black Americans that fought for that country have not seen half of what these people have been taking away. I think Black Americans have to be applauded, right, for not being able to scam, because they would have really, really taken everything. Why am I saying that? These people are the smartest people in that country, but yet they've not thought of, oh, let's do this, or let's claim we are from so place and then maybe take money from America and go develop that place, or maybe let's get a flag and start raising it around. These things are not even Black American stuff anyways in that country. In as much as I know, yeah, they shouldn't even do that. They won't even do that because they're Americans. They have nowhere else to go to apart from America. But then when you look at the marginalization, you look at how Black Americans have been treated in America, you expect them to become very, very, very wicked, become like the black sheep, and these people are still keeping quiet. And that's why I keep saying, these people deserve accolades. Black Americans, look at the people who you all, made the way for to come into your country. I'm talking to Black Americans. Look at what they're doing. What do you have to say? For me, I'll say they gotta go. To be honest, like, they should leave ASAP. They should leave. Like, the number of those people in politics is overwhelming. I don't even know if Black Americans are like that in politics. Like, when I was seeing the number of these people actively in American politics, I'm like, where are Black Americans in politics? What's happening? What's happening? If you sit down, these people come and chase you out of the country you built. And I'm serious. Because they're fighting to take over America. Who is the America they're trying to take over. It's you. What's happening? You guys got to get into the scheme of things, politics and everything. Get serious and get busy. Don't allow people that are strangers to come in and take over everything you labored for. This is really an eye-opener. Get into politics, get into power. Take over those things that they're trying to make theirs. Yes. Anyways, let me just stop here, right? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments. I don't want to speak more than I'm supposed to speak, but I want to know what your thoughts are in the comments. And I'll be back with more updates on Somalian Americans and the whole ICE, whatever, and what's happening right now. Still stay tuned for it, right? I'll be bringing them in. As I see them, I'll bring them in and then we'll talk about it. I'll see you later. Do not forget, I love you all. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you. I love you all so much. I feel loved. I feel blessed. Like, this is the place I feel the most loved and blessed. Yeah, this space, my Black American space. This too shall pass. This one will also pass. But in the meantime, we have to get in to the scheme of things. I'll stop here and I'll see you later. Kindly subscribe, like, share this video. Bye, guys.